I'm Kristen Johnson with Body Immunity Yoga School. These are some drills for the FeetUp course, and normally these drills would be done with partners, live people, without a wall. But for this situation, I would recommend that you have a wall. I would also recommend that you video yourself if at all possible, or have a live person, have a friend watch you, or you could use a mirror, but you just have to be careful turning your head. It's not impossible to turn your head. I will be turning my head. Just feel it, make sure it feels okay for you. Take it easy, take breaks, practice lots over a period of time, because repetition is not redundant. Every time we practice, we can learn something new, switch a perspective, feel something different, and refine and really enjoy more and more. We're starting with the very basic mount where our hands are on the frame and we put our shoulders in, come up to our feet and walk our feet in, pulling a knee into the chest so that the hips, when we come up and down on the leg that's on the ground, that the hips go over the shoulders. We did this a little before. This is a little bit of repetition, but you can try both legs. Floating up, evenly using the belly scooping up, the leg pushing through the earth, the hands pressing down, pouring weight into the trainer, and coming up to a tuck. Once we get to that tuck, we're doing a little shoulder shrug, Now, if my hips did happen to roll back, there's my wall. I can't go any further. I'm pulling on the trainer as well. I have control here, and the weight's on the back of my body. I could lift my chin if it doesn't feel good to hang my head. So there's no problem here. This is what everybody, when they start, is fearful of. This is kind of a scary thing, but this becomes more and more fun and free and exciting the more that we do it. So let's roll back to the tops of our shoulders, squeeze in, push down into the trainer as we tiptoe ourselves down. The next drill will be from the knees to the chest, the thighs to the belly, to thighs parallel or close to parallel to the ground, knees about the height of the hips. We'll come in, same mount, getting in, into the tuck, and here the weight is in the back of the shoulders. Now I'm going to use a little bit more hand to control as I lift and bring my spine a little bit more into neutral spine, lifting the knees up. I'm still keeping those heels tucked in, but I'm feeling a little bit more like I'm going into a vertical spine rather than a rounded tuck. And you want to be able to feel the difference between those two. Tuck and round, flexing the spine, into neutral spine, not back bend, right? You'll know you're in a back bend when you're looking down, if you feel the weight in your fronts of your shoulders, or if your hips are going back and you feel that deep arch in your lower back. So take your little cow tilt, your little tiny cow tilt to the pelvis, draw the sacrum upward, the pubic bone down towards the sternum, and let your weight come onto the tops of your shoulders. Down to the tuck, up to vertical through the spine, but parallel through the thighs. And we're keeping the lever short for now, keeping the knees bent, because today we will go to the FeetUp asana with the legs straight, but let's keep the lever short so we can focus from the center out first rather than going right into everything at once. Next drill is going to be from thighs a little bit more parallel to the ground to thighs vertical, but with the knees bent, so we have a shorter lever to work with, and we can focus more on what's happening in the space between the ribs and the hips. What's happening in the neck? Remember, we have our 3 things to think about on entry, which is evenly using arms, elbows in, hands, the upper body, the lower body, and the core when we get into our entry so that we can float up. So we'll go up to heels to the hips and let the weight go more into the tops of the shoulders, little cow tilt of the pelvis, feeling those more parallel to the ground thighs. And then from that, take the knees up. So now we've come out of hip flexion, not going into full extension, but a neutral hip. So let's see if we can get these hip creases to open up using the back of the body and using the front of the body. Keep the connection from the sternum through the pubic bone without going into a back bend while we're lifting the knees up. Heels stay down, legs are staying short. From here we can go all the way down. So we've got hips move back a little bit as our thighs come parallel. And the knees come in, we roll back to the backs of our shoulders. We may tuck the chin a little bit. You've got your wall there, so even if you roll back further, you're just going to hit that wall. Keep the knees bent. Back to the tops of the shoulders. Thighs parallel to the ground. A little cow tilt. Feel the weight right on top of the shoulders, not the front, not the back. Lift the knees. I probably lifted mine a little early. Open up the hip creases. Let the feet hang. Connect the pubic bone to the sternum. Give a little shrug and traction out your neck. Feel your heavy head drawing your neck long down from your shoulders. Come back down, super slow motion. Squeeze in through the belly. Pour weight into the hands and float those legs down. Stop your video, rewind, do it yourself, listening to the cue. Remember, watch and then do, watch and do. Don't try to do while you're watching. Not a good idea. We're always watching and doing when we're live in person, so let's do that with the video too to stay safe. Before we go all the way up, there's one I want to show you that we did in practice. There's one more drill you can do that I showed you in practice, and you could do it here. Is take your warrior 3-ish stance with your big toes together. It's a little shorter than actual warrior 3. Take one leg up, bend your elbows, drop in. Now we did this already. Bend that knee so you can take the lift, but hang these toes right here, these toes in front. Make sure you can see them. Now let the weight come to the tops of your shoulders. One foot towards the sky. Once you know that leg's hanging in front, you don't have to see it anymore. You can look a little more toward the bar. But bring the top leg down to touch that leg hanging in front, and then bring it back up. Do that a few times. Reach it up towards the sky. Keep the front body connection. Up. Weights on the top of the shoulders. You can feel it roll back and forward. Just keep bringing your weight back to the tops of your shoulders. And you can do that on both sides. I'll do it on one today. Now you could take the tuck dismount, or you could take the one-legged dismount, slowly, one leg down. And let's come on to our knees for today. Be as creative as you want. Later, let's go one step at a time. Now, I think we're ready to go feet up, to unbend those knees, to come into the tuck. Take the thighs parallel, take the thighs vertical, and then straighten the knees. Let's do it step by step. Watch first, rewind, and listen to the verbal cues, might help. Get into your prep position, walk the feet in. You can do both at the same time. If you want to do that double leg kick, bend both knees. Belly, hands, and feet all worked at the same time. Now I'm back into the tuck. my hips hit my wall, no problem. Now I'm coming to the tops of the shoulders, Knees are coming up, spine's coming a little bit more vertical. Now the knees are coming up, so I'm stacking knees, hips, shoulders, and letting the head hang loose. Opening the hip creases, right? But without the back bend. Here's no. You're not watching. Hopefully you are watching, and then you're doing. If you feel that back bend, take it out. Use your glutes. Use your front body. Feel the tops of your shoulders. Head towards the earth. Once you feel that alignment, start to straighten your legs. Now, imagine Tadasana. Ta-da! Mountain pose, upside down. Dorsiflex your ankles so that you're standing on the ceiling or the sky. Squeeze your inner thighs together. The fronts of your inner thighs. The backs of your inner thighs can open. Feel the weight into your shoulders, your neck traction out. Notice if you're pushing a lot into your hands or you're back on your shoulders more. Just connect sternum to pubic bone. Connect with the back body here. Breathe deeply. You can reach out to the balls of your feet, spread your toes, fire up your legs. Push the big toes away, push the little toes out. Spread the toes. Relax your neck. Breathe deeply. Come back into tuck. Let your hips move back towards your wall. Tuck your chin a bit. If you're comfortable here, place one hand behind your head. You can even hold it. Straighten your legs. Start to roll. Not into the tops of your, or not into the fronts of your shoulders, just in the tops. Come on down. FeetUp asana. Pretty awesome. Beloved, love yourself as you love everyone else. Same time, same way. When we love one another, we love ourselves. When we love ourselves, we love one another. So anytime you manifest joy, you're just going to be sharing that joyful energy with everyone else. Invite yourself to fully experience it, fully take it in. Check in with that childlike quality within yourself. And let that child out to play uninhibited. Safely, of course.